quality of work life.
Yeah, quality of work life. Tell me, what does that mean? What do you mean when you say quality of work life?
Quality of work life. How enjoyable is work? Now, and where that comes from is when we look at, if we work even just a standard 40 hours a week, that's a major part of our work day. We may commute 45 minutes or 30 minutes to work. Some places it's longer. You go to work, you're there for 8, 9, 10 hours, and you come back home. The best part of your day, your working hours, is spent with other people. But then so many people don't like their jobs. They don't like their bosses. They don't like what they're doing. And also another thing I found too, just having conversations with people, is it's not their job so much as it's written, but it's the way it's managed. And it's the way their supervisor goes about their job as far as how they deal with people. It's the interpersonal interactions and so forth that go on, the quality of them. And so the job could be a lot more enjoyable. So very simple idea, when you say quality of work life, it's treating people hopefully well in the workplace. It takes a partnership. It's not just one-sided. Employees need to show up with an idea of doing the best they can, but also supervisors and managers, me coming to the table with the idea, I'm going to do the best job that I'm capable of doing for both my employer, but also the people that I'm supervising. And so, and another way of looking at it too is, if you look at a job description, usually job descriptions, there's a lot of meaning in them, potentially.
Right.
If you look at the words in black and white in a little short paragraph, it sounds like could be an impactful, meaningful reason to show up to work every day. But one of the fundamental questions is it's the packaging of that. It's what is the reality? Now, so for example, a lot of times we go to this is where I think it comes to a point that people can ask when they're going for interviews. Usually we go to a job interview, you're trying to get that job. And we all go in there looking for, hoping that they accept me. But the reality is, for most jobs you've worked, once you've worked there for about 2 to 3 months, you might feel like they're kind of lucky to have me. And I don't know how much longer I can put up with this place. So you kind of wind the clock back, and it goes back to the quality of work life.
Okay, so quality of work life meaning how much do you feel your value, and how much value do you feel you're contributing to your work?
Right, and also how are you being managed as a resource, as a human being? Do you feel welcome there? Are the policies in your workplace, do they make sense? Or, for example, if you are doing overtime and your boss knows it and you know it's justified, do you have to fill out like 5 different forms? It's very difficult to be, and when you get your pay for doing overtime, you have to wait 4 or 5 months to get that money back. Certainly you deliver value on that day and that time. Why does it take 3, 4, 5 months sometimes to get paid for that?
That'd be a very good question to ask.
Yeah. I mean, that's not common, but sometimes there's places that operate that way, and it's just said, oh, that's just the way things are. But why?
One thing with failing companies that I noticed is that they kind of lose sight of the people element of their company, of their culture. They can kind of make the employees feel more like just a cog in a machine. And again, that kind of reaches out to the point of making your employees feel like they're not very valued, like they're not doing good work. And again, that kind of leads to a complacent attitude in a workplace.
And that's one of the inconsistencies I've noticed too, is when you talk to people who are CEOs or say even general officers, and you ask them over the course of their time and decades of work experience, a lot of them will say the most valuable asset you have is your people. But why don't we manage that way? We have, for example, if you watch the TV show Undercover Boss, you'll have someone who works at generally a successful type of business, and they're at the executive level. They'll spend time with employees at the working level, and they'll see a whole different reality they had no idea existed. And so part of the quality of work life is managing with connection to the workplace, to the different levels, understanding what's going on in people's lives, what is it like to work here, and then tending that, if you will, tending that garden to make sure it's a favorable place, it's a good place to work. And there's places that do that. It's not all that common, unfortunately, but there are examples of companies that do that.
I think an empathetic approach to working with people.
Absolutely.
It's a fundamental principle, because all businesses are built on people. Essentially, that's what they are. I think, again, to kind of recircle back to the point, it's just that people lose value. They lose sight of what the company is originally in business for. It's for other people, to serve other people, including your employees.
Absolutely. And our our prior topic, we're talking about coherence,
Mm-hmm.
and we're also talking about quality of work. Like, well, how do you do that? And that kind of leads to the third segment we're going to talk about, and that's we talk about MHO, mindset, habits, and outcomes. These are it's a very simple acronym that applies to individual effectiveness, but it also applies to the workplace. And there's connections between the two, and we'll talk about that next time.
Mm-hmm. This is what I'm super excited to hear the most about. So mindset, habits, and outcomes.
Absolutely.
Awesome. Well, you guys heard it here first, so we'll see you in the next video.